Bye.
That was
Bye.
fun.
I still honestly feel like I told everyone to stay outside.
Yeah, but you gotta play your characters as you gotta play them.
Yeah.
It's your damn fault for bringing the party.
I told him to stay outside.
If anything, you should have just brought me and just told me to wait outside unless you start fun.
Well, again, I didn't, like, I had in mind what was gonna happen there, and those characters, like, aren't just made up. They are, well, technically they are just made up, because all characters are just made up, but,
He's real, man.
Yes. Let's ask Nikki's mum about that. It's all about satanic worship.
Oh, snap!
But yeah, so they will reappear. But yeah, you guys, when you guys first come into Redwater, the Captain Soyan and the first mate Davos did mention that the captains are a little bit corrupt and they like to tax people. So it wasn't completely surprising that you guys got taxed, and you did kind of walk into their part of town. But yeah,
and after like constant warnings to get the fuck out, we
yeah, and
someone refused. I'm not gonna say who, but this one person refused to get out of the office.
Yeah. That could have gone very different if you had have just gone, all right, I'll come back later. But that's okay.
I was getting to that point where I was gonna back away slowly and leave, but
I
then
know.
Gramps fucking came in.
Yeah, I know. But as far as the characters goes, that made perfect sense. Like, Gramps definitely would have done that.
I know. The people in the chat were calling him pure and loving on him, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, he's a jerk.
He ruins everything. No, honestly, like, I understand why he came in, but I could have.
It's your own damn fault. Stop blaming
No!
Gramps.
I will take ownership on the fact that I went in there with everyone else around. I should have known better. But if he hadn't have come in, it would have de-escalated a lot sooner.
Yep. I like how active the chat was that session. That was really good.
Yeah, they only it kind of died down when a few of them had to leave to do other things. One person had to go do their own stream.
Yeah.
And
which, by
another
the way,
person-
we got raided during that stream for 5 people by Dr. Derpy Dingleberry.
I don't know what that means.
So basically what that means is they've sent all of the 5 people that were watching their stream to watch our stream.
Whoa, sweet!
So that's it. That sort of stuff usually happens when people end a stream, or like some people, if they're doing something on their stream and they've got like another stream in the background or whatever else, they might sort of like, oh, hey, check this out, this is really cool, and like send all of their people across to do that. So that was really cool. I'm going to track that person down and see what the go is with it. I reckon.
Yeah.
Thank you, if nothing
appreciate
else. So
I'll try
Yeah.
and get a camera for the next time we do a session. Oh, next session we'll have another 2 sessions.
yeah, so there'll be a little bit of a break unless we do a game on Wednesday. But yeah. Someone come out with a great idea that I'm like, man, we need to look into that, and I'm trying to track it down. It was awesome. It was, I think it was like something like that. Something like you need to be able to have a you throw milk in their face emote or something like that for the Twitch channel,
Yeah.
and that is awesome.
Yes.
I think that has to happen. We have to
I
work
think
out
we
how
need
that
a
does it.
questionable roots one as well.
Yeah. I'm just trying to find where it is.
Also, we're not gonna get level 5. It's been a while.
You're gonna get level 5 when you finish off at least a good section of Redwater. I did kind of mention that, like when you got level 4, that it was going to be a while before you hit level 5 because there was a bit that had to be done. And that, and like comparatively, we've done a lot of just roleplay stuff, which has been great, but it's mostly been like inter-character, like inter-party roleplay stuff. Yeah. So it will be a little bit before we get to level 5. I mean, Turtank just hit level 4 last night, which brought him up to the same level as everyone else.
Yeah, but I want my level 5. Get my I get freaking 2d12 on freaking Toll of the Dead.
Yeah, Verior said a throw milk emote would be nice, also as an idea, guys. I'm like, we'll have to look into that one. But yeah, I reckon that sounds awesome. We'll have to work out how to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoyed being part of the chat while I wasn't so actively engaged in roleplay.
Yeah, I wish I could have like gotten invested in that, but it's just too hard when I'm like doing the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got 7 people. It's everyone's trying to talk over each other as well.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
I think we need to give another warning out just to say like when someone's trying to talk. Like,
I think honestly, this was more a case of we've got a very new to the platform player, and like a brand new to the platform player, and someone that's like pretty new to the platform. Like it took us like 3 sessions, 4 sessions before we kind of really sunk in. And yeah.
The other thing is as well, I was actually talking about the Twitch chat more, not the.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying that with the Twitch chat, it's kind of hard to be engaged in it when you're actively doing something.
Yeah.
So maybe we can kind of have a few people that go on and kind of join the chat whenever they're not actively doing something, just so that there's always someone able to engage.
Yeah, well, I was very impressed that we had pretty good viewers, considering there was a good period of time there where we were running on 10 viewers.
Yeah, it was only when the Verio guy, I really don't know how to say that name.
Verior, I guess.
Yeah. Went off to do his stream is when we seemed to lose about half of the viewers.
Yeah, but that said, it picked back up towards the end. We were like, a couple of times we hit 10, and we were like sitting at 8 for a very good while towards the end there. So that was really good. I really enjoyed that.
And we were getting significant viewers even if we weren't getting the engagement.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, like, there was a lot of close calls in that one.
Oh, yeah.
Like, all of a sudden, the fucking hole would get surrounded by fucking people just because I'm swearing outside.
Yeah, that was definitely like the mob closing in. And yes, I know Vonir could do a lot of damage in AoE. But...
Yeah, but the thing is, like, I'm killing a whole bunch of innocents, essentially.
Yeah, that would have been a great way to get, like, the... Well, actually, it'd be interesting to have seen where that went. Because...
The thing is, they attacked me.
Yeah, that is true. But again, like the captains are corrupt. It's kind of like not really much of a secret. It's like the world's worst, or Redwater's worst kept secret, that the captains are corrupt. So yeah, it would have been interesting to see what happened there. I'm going to be interested to see what Thaven does with the situation and sees what.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm interested to. I am actually a little bit surprised that Thaven didn't take it to the party, but that makes sense as well.
Well, I honestly, in my head, hadn't separated them as 2 different things.
Yeah, so yeah, they were 2 different things. Like the first one is like the important one, and he was talking about the things, and the second one was more of a personal thing.
Ah, okay.
One thing I don't really like is that you're giving so many freaking characters like level 3 spellcasting.
Yeah, so that particular that encounter there, those guys, I will spoil it for you right now. They are level 8 characters. So you were well and truly outmatched right there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, they're actually freaking you use the player classes and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, they are level 8 characters. I've got them jotted down on a notepad down here. I just haven't created them because I didn't think I was going to need them at that point. Like, when as I said, like I didn't have that particular part planned out. I had the other 2 directions you could have gone, but then you went in the one direction I didn't have plotted, which is perfectly fine. It's D&D. That's not a problem with that. But it just meant that I didn't have the things on the screen to be able to do, so I had to kind of.
yeah, when you go into town, you gotta expect them to.
And I do,
to go,
and
yeah.
that is fine. It's just as I've mentioned a few times, Redwater's got so much content in it. There is so much here, and not all of it you're going to be able to do.
Yeah. The other thing is, Thaven wasn't paying attention to who was in there. He was just expecting it to be no one else in there. And then I know other characters, other players had observed other people, but Thaven wasn't actively looking, so I couldn't metagame it and take that knowledge.
No, and that is great. That is perfect. And that's kind of what I'm like trying to build here. It's not just you guys like walking around in a sandbox where like everyone's waiting around for you guys to do things. NPCs have things going on and they're doing things, and so depending on what you guys do will change what paths are available through Redwater.
Yeah, I find it really funny. Like when you do something like when Ash went up to the window and everything, like you knew that there's people in there now, but you can't stop. Your character wasn't looking out for it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like
I found it so hilarious. I was like, oh fucking hell, because I do it all the time. I mean, like.
Oh
the whole
with the way
kobolds, the freaking mob.
Yep.
Yeah. And I do feel like Mark and Sandy don't quite grasp that.
Yeah.
And they get quite frustrated when we go off and do these things, and it's like, but that's what my character would do.
Yeah.
They do it sometimes, but other times it's like, oh, I would do this, and
I think
they don't actually hear it.
Okay, I think honestly this is where it's coming in. It's 2 different trains of thought. I watched a video on this, or at least not the whole thing. I watched part of it last night or yesterday or something. There are 2 schools of thought for role-playing games, right? Like tabletop role-playing games. You've got one thought that, yes, it is a game. So you go in with game logic. And then you got the other where it's role-playing. So you go in with role-playing logic.
Yeah.
I think Mark and Sandy fall on the game logic, whereas us 3 fall on the roleplay logic. Which, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with either of them. It's just...
it's just that when it comes to combat, you should focus more on the game logic rather than roleplay logic.
Nah. I don't believe that at all. I think ultimately you've got to work out what kind of character you're playing, and you play your character. And if you're playing a character that is built to take advantage of game logic, great. If it's not, play the cards that you dealt. Like Throwing Bear's a prime example of that. Like he's not built with game logic in mind. He's built with a character, with role playing logic.
Yeah, but you did it with both, which works out really nicely because.
See, I don't know
with
that.
Grappler, that restraint is such a powerful ability.
Yeah, it is, but that was done as a roleplay mechanic more than anything else. Like, yeah, sure, it had combat application, but it was a roleplay mechanic. It made sense for his background.
To be honest, I think Throwing Bear is probably one of the main combat experts in the freaking party.
I don't really think he's a combat expert. I think of him more of as support.
Yeah, but he's one of the important keys to your victory in battles, with restraint and being able to give everyone advantage to a target just because you have grappled them. It gives you guys such an edge.
Yeah.
Especially with Rogue in the party that can do sneak damage.
Yeah, but honestly, in this session, Thaven is kind of suddenly lost because he doesn't have his crutch anymore.
Yeah.
So he's feeling empowered by the fact that he's sober. So he's not really thinking things through.
So it's kind of reversed. Like the fact that he's not drunk means he's not thinking clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amusing. Or actually, maybe it's more like, I don't know, like Thaven's your character, but maybe it's more like Thaven's like not used to being drunk, but is just has been dealing with his trauma by being drunk, and now that he's not, it's kind of like, well, what now? More so than just not thinking clearly.
Yeah, it's more the fact that
makes
drinking
more sense.
distracts you.
Yeah. So.
And you need that distraction. Like, I'll give you this much of mine. Vonia did a vile thing, and that's all I'll say.
Yeah, he did.
Now I want to go back and watch it.
That's all I'll say. It wasn't anyone that was done to him. He was the one who did it.
Yeah. Whereas Thaven things happened.
Thaven was the victim in
Exactly.
Thaven's
So
one.
it's a lot easier to open up on, but
Vonnier is both the victim and the perpetrator of his thing. He's like a victim of his own emotion. Yeah. So it's
and in the end, because of his emotion, he did something vile, and that it wouldn't be forgiven by anyone.
Well, you don't know that. There is plenty of room for all sorts of different bits and pieces, and you never know. You might get more information, or there.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it for me to even reveal it to the party would it will require so much RP and everything, for all the stars to freaking align.
that is going to be a dense session whenever, or if that ever comes out. Which it might come out, like it might get drawn out, or Vonnier might come out with it on his own. Who knows? But that session, if it ever happens,
I think if anything's gonna happen, it's gonna be if we ever meet Odget, he's gonna be the one to reveal it.
Well, yeah, maybe.
Everyone's fucking dirty laundry.
Yeah, it's interesting because you don't know Odget's nature.
Yeah. I just find it funny that Von Druxilla's first impression of Thaven is him pretending to be drunk. And then halfway, like when he realized that pretending to be drunk wasn't going to get him out of the situation, he gave up the act. Like, so the others...
heating up.
So she has no idea how long this act has been going, basically. Like, she could... Like, the others know of me as having been drinking quite a lot since we've been here.
The other thing I find amusing is not only that, like one of your first interactions that Von Druxilla had seen is you trying to punch another character, like trying to punch Ash. It's like
and she for some reason likes Ash, and it's like, so she doesn't get it.
But actually, I really like that. I like the fact that Ash now has like a solid ally. Or at least...
Yeah, she needs it.
Yeah,
it feels like Sandy's finally getting like the grasp of Ash as well.
Yeah, and I'm actually getting a lot of good ideas on what direction I want to take her character reveal. And I can't tell you guys any of it without spoiling stuff.
Don't you hate that?
Yeah.
When it comes to Sandy's character in my game, I think I'm going to have to ask Sandy to redo her backstory, because she's not getting the grasp of her character in my one, I think. And also, I'm not getting the grasp of her character as well.
Yeah.
She's made it far too complicated. It needs to be dumbed down.
Yeah,
a lot.
I don't think you need more, especially like for direction. I don't think you need more than like one or two things. Like,
on that.
Yeah.
On that note, I've decided to make Amalia 18.
Yeah, sure. I'm recording.
That makes it a lot easier. I was actually gonna say like I think it would be a lot harder for me and the party as well as yourself if you played a child character.
Yeah, at least 18. Like, she's still young enough that you know, her immaturity makes sense.
Yeah, because in my games, like, I don't freaking like shy on the freaking bad shit that can happen in the world.
Oh yeah.
Like anything can freaking happen. Like I definitely won't be bringing rape into that because
No.
That's something I will fucking stay away from, but gore and all that.
Yeah.
Gore,
well-
Gore I have no issue with. The
yeah.
sexual violence is a hard no for me.
Yeah, because but the thing is, the way it's kind of hard to say, but freaking that's how like I was explained, freaking tiefling, freaking essentially made in the first place.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But that's just a cold hard fact. I mean,
See,
But-
the evil demons, of course.
The-
I don't know because
Cold
again,
facts.
the law and the long-standing law for tieflings isn't so much the product of that. It's been
I mean, like first generations.
no. Even then, it wasn't that. It was tieflings was a bloodline pact.
Signing a pact.
Yeah, so it was always like a pact with a devil or usually a devil. That's where it come from. It wasn't actually what you're thinking of. You do get some crazy sort of other race sort of potentials when you deal with succubus and incubus, but again, that's not so much. That's usually consensual. Because of the.
Can you really call a charm spell freaking being consensual though?
Well, no. So, it's consensual in the sense that they were into it at the time, but it was non-consensual on account that the person didn't actually know what they were dealing with. Incubus and succubus are shape changes. It's not just charm. They can charm, but they are shape changes, so they can
Don't
fit
they have
whatever.
like a zone of like if you're within like a certain radius, it's like a charm area kind of thing.
I think that was based on an older edition. I know Succubus and Incubus have changed a little bit, like their lore over the various editions, and I think the current and the one that I most like is the fact that they are shape changes. They prey on your desires and make themselves look like that effectively.
Some tieflings are formed by
Yeah.
Sexual assault.
yeah. Or by a demon, like disguising themselves as human or whatever.
Yeah,
but-
there's lots of ways, but I mean,
Yeah,
demons
the
are evil.
main-
So they're happy to make any type of deal that suits their needs.
Yeah, the main lore is that it's a pact.
I didn't think that tieflings were formed by demons. I'm pretty sure they were only formed by devils.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, whatever it is.
that's a
That's what
yeah, that's a better way
Just
of
a
saying
terminology thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The demons are very different, yes.
Demons are very different, and devils are lawful. Which is another
actually,
reason.
Yeah, you're right. There's
Yeah.
devils and demons as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is the reason why I don't believe that sexual assault with a devil is the main
Devil,
progenitor.
yes.
Because demons don't form tieflings. It is a devil trait.
Right.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, devils are lawful, so they're not going to do that. They have to be invited.
When it comes with warlocks,
But when the
it's-
women,
Warlocks is a different thing.
Yeah,
but-
but I'm just saying that you can make pacts with fiends.
Yeah, you can make a pact, but that's a warlock pact. This is a tiefling. Tieflings are created. Their bloodline is altered.
so it's either through a pact or by someone getting impregnated.
Yeah.
Now, my thing is, as a woman who does end up impregnated in that situation, I don't think would have necessarily known who she was sleeping with at the time that the conception happened. And so in that sense, it's not consensual.
Yeah.
Especially in the case of Phelan, whose mother was shocked when she was born and
I mean,
basically...
there's so many easy ways to do it. I mean, like, your mother could have easily been a freaking prostitute and devil freaking
Well, I don't know.
itself as a human. Simple.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but again,
all I know
that runs counter the fact
yeah.
that that devils are lawful.
I mean, they're not breaking any laws.
No,
they're paying
but
for sex, right?
yeah, but they are breaking the rule of honesty, which
But
devils are
When I was
tied to honest.
researching it,
to
when
being
I was
honest.
researching it, people were having children who are tieflings and abandoning them or
Yeah.
killing them because they weren't expecting it. So while it goes against them being lawful, it does happen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not
okay.
like all of them will follow the.
Oh no, not
100%.
at all, not at all. Yeah, that's fair. It's just as a mass, I wouldn't say that would be common.
Yeah, you're definitely right there. I agree with that. I would say it's a very rare case for it to happen.
I wouldn't necessarily say it's very rare, but it would be pretty uncommon. Again, the devils are tied not only to like law, but they're also tied to honor and honesty. They can't lie. They can admit the truth, but they can't lie. It is like part of their tenet.
Yeah, but I mean, if they just stay silent, that's not lying.
Yeah, no, and that's what I mean. Like it's, but yeah, for starters, like for a devil to be on the prime material plane, that's uncommon, very uncommon. Unless
so
they're
the whole
summoned.
thing around Phelan's birth was uncommon.
Yeah. So it's pretty uncommon for them to be on the prime material plane. It's even more uncommon for them to be on the prime material plane where they're untethered and have free reign. And then on top of that, it's even more uncommon for them to engage in that without sort of being upfront about it. So like it in that respect, yeah, it'd be very rare that would happen. Does happen, but yeah, very rare.
Yeah.
Yeah, good way of putting it. But I think we're getting a bit off track here.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, what I was saying was the description of sexual violence is where I draw the line.
When it comes to anything sexual, I'm fading to black. I'm never doing that fucking again. Taverns and everything, brothels, it's just fading to fucking black.
I am okay with cold hard facts. So she was raped.
Yeah.
Do not give me details, basically, because
yeah.
I will have a mental breakdown.
I'm not fucking going to
No, I'm just making sure that it is clear, because I do have a history of
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's and I'd never depict that. Like the previous Friday session when turn around and had Ash jump in the bed with a post-coital couple. I didn't go into any details. Like it was clear what had happened, but
yeah.
I'm not going to shy away from it, but at the same time, I'm not going to I'm not about like gratuitous sexual, depictions. It's just like, yeah, okay, this is happening, like, but I won't make it graphic in that respect.
Yeah. When it comes to torture and such, I probably will.
I definitely can't say that I wouldn't do torture like graphic. I mean,
it's kind of weird for me to just bring up torture all of a sudden, eh?
I was asked before my character reveal how I would cope with graphic things, and my mind immediately went to what I can't handle. So when he was like describing like the general idea of what kind of would happen, I was like, oh yeah, that's fine.
By the way, this would actually be a pretty decent spot for me to kill your character off. So
it would.
It would if you did want to freaking take your character. If you did want to change characters, and then if you just wanted to kill off your character.
On a side note, somewhat unrelated, how does inspiration work?
If you want to do something special or just give yourself advantage, you can use it for that. Like if you wanted to do something special with a spell, I would say you would have to use inspiration for it.
Yeah, okay. I wouldn't be doing anything special with with a spell, but there is something that I have in mind, depending on the situation. I just wanted to...
Yeah, I mean, like, if it's something that your character would do and such, and it sounds like it's really epic, but game's laws usually doesn't allow it, but you have inspiration, I would say inspiration would sometimes
trigger
bypass game rules.
Yeah.
So you can do fun shit.
Yeah, because it's gonna really suck if Phelan dies off for Throwing Bear. It's really gonna suck. There is a good chance that Throwing Bear will probably die off if Phelan dies off. But
if I don't die, I will leave the party.
Yeah, and that's fine. Throwing Bear would handle that so much better than, you know, Phelan dying. Like, he's just gone through something traumatic, and the one person he's kind of really, like, seriously started to connect with, if he sees Phelan die, he's going to end up, like, in all sorts of dark places. But it'll be interesting nonetheless.
I get it, but I'm in need of some fresh.
Yeah, no, and that's fine. You've got to do what you've got to do. And, you know, if as I said, if Phelan dies, it's part of the story. I'm just outlining that Throwing Bear... but
wouldn't get cope very well.
It's like, I'm pretty sure even Mikey knows that Throwing Bear wouldn't handle that very well, and he hasn't even been in part of the game. Like,
I will also say that I'll let you change class if you really if you like what's it called, Phelan.
Sorry, I didn't catch what you said.
You can change your class as well if you just don't like the class.
No, Phelan's as a character is getting really difficult to play and causing a lot of inter-party conflict, and it's not worth it.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't like to do it, then that's all fine.
Yeah.
I mean, the game's all about having fun for everyone, so if you're not having fun, then I would suggest switching out.
Yep.
Yeah. That being said, if I was to die in the next session, I wouldn't introduce my character until it was appropriate. Like, it would just be weird for her to show up in the middle of...
Yeah.
So even if it
I'm
was
sure
the
I
next
could fit in something.
No, I would even be happy to sit out the rest of the session and have my new character.
No, because I will find something out, figure something out for you, so that way your character can be there. Sometimes it's a little bit awkward, but it sucks for.
Well, the main reason I'm saying that is I have to sketch up rough ideas for maps for Eli by tomorrow, so I won't have time to write up a backstory properly.
You can also just make it like a bullet point kind of thing. You don't have to write all of it. Just give me a general gist of your character is as well. That's also fine.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you can just go back to one of our previous post-stream banters and just like, oh yeah, that's what we talked about. That's what it is.
I've got the general idea. It's just putting
go.
it down on paper. That's all.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about the full details of the story. Just give me a general gist of what happened, and we'll sort through it later and sort out how your character is and how everything happened and everything next.
Yeah.
Because that way you've got a general character that can be played, but it's just not fully fleshed out.
Yeah.
And also, Eli, the thing you're talking about, I'm just going to say you don't know.
Yeah, okay.
So it's more of a thing that you're going to have to find out yourself.
Well, yeah, I was asking, like, he was checking it out, so...
It would be a survival check for one, and it would be extremely hard to tell, because you don't know.
Or he could cut her open.
Exactly, so, and I don't think...
I don't think he'd want to do that.
Yeah.
No,
but then
that's
he
fine.
might if he thought there was the ability that...
I mean, it would reduce the DC a lot if you do cut her open, but...
Yeah, that won't happen.
Throwing back throwing back cut her open.
No,
it's not going to happen.
Yeah. I didn't think, so... That's why I wasn't even really saying it.
Yeah, no, that's fine. So, for that session, we maxed out at 11 viewers, average 6.
Oh, nice.
And...
a shit ton of engagement.
39 unique viewers overall. 48 live views, 8 unique chatters. Yeah. Which, over nearly 5 hours of content, I'm happy with that.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad we got some fun banter stuff in at the end. It kind of brought me back to the first session.
Yeah. I was really happy with everything worked out. I mean, like, it sucks that I freaking lost to fucking Ash. Fucking lucky as hell with those rolls, though.
Yeah, but man, that was a lot of fun. Like that, straight up fight for you guys.
You tied.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
he lost, but
I mean, when it comes a cleric just using a freaking warhammer, I only have a +1 on my freaking strength modifier. If I didn't have a +1 melee weapon, it'll be a lot harder to hit.
Yeah. So
like, is it fun if I just do the minus freaking 2 to freaking charisma and take my freaking strength up?
I'm
That's what you would usually do with my freaking clerics.
yeah. So the
Because I don't mind taking a minus stat. I
Yeah,
mean,
no,
For me,
no.
it suits like freaking Grimwardian
Yeah,
fine having a
and-
-1 in charisma.
I mean, he's a stubborn jerk. Like, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so all of that is stuff that I have been considering, and if it's going to happen, it probably will happen during a character reveal.
Yeah, that's fine. It's just I wanted to put it out there because I did like I do like taking minuses.
Yeah, and-
if you like a character, it's you want to build the character to survive combat as well.
Yeah, see, again, this whole thing was built around, to begin with, not having negatives, because I was going to be bringing new people in. And I didn't want to have people that were going to be straight up punished because of like bad character build. I know having no negatives means that your character isn't necessarily going to be the strongest possible in combat, but it also means that they're going to be capable of dealing with stuff outside of combat. And you know, Ojit's Tower, I wanted it to primarily be focused on combat, but as it went along, you know, there was going to be more.
Just
non-combat
for me,
sort
when
of
it comes to D&D and all that, you take the stats where you think your character would be bad.
And
enough.
I 100% agree. But again, this is it's a bit of a world building sort of thing. It's not like the characters are very important, definitely. But this is also like it's an element of the world building. Call it a remnant of Ojit's Tower. Like, you're going to discover more about your character's past the longer we go on. And you're going to probably discover more about your character, who they actually are, the longer we go on. So, yes, your stats will change. That's why I can bother doing backgrounds and all of that sort of stuff, because everything's fluid. So yeah, your stats will at some point change.
For just one other reasons, because I wasn't the one that got to choose the story. I'm not as connected to Cornelia.
I know.
I do like that, but being able to choose all your stats at least and all that, it's at least nice.
Yeah, I know, and it will happen. But like as I said, like once we finish Redwater, which as I said, there is a fair bit of content in it. Things will start heating up and moving like pretty quick. You guys will have a lot more agency, and you know, at that point, like, you know.
I mean, things are already pretty heated up a few times.
No, like I'm not talking about like party wise and like fights and near death encounters and that sort of stuff.
I mean,
I'm
like
talking...
killing up a whole bunch of villages. I think no one's gonna be really happy with us being around, especially me, if that happened.
Yeah.
It was kind of interesting though. When I was describing what was going on in the chat, I discovered that there's a name for the kind of session that we're playing, like the kind of series that we're playing, called Teacup Adventures. So Kenny was saying that he runs those kind of adventures so that you can have one group of players, but multiple different types of scenarios and environments without it kind of causing like too much incontinuity.
Yeah. So yeah, the like as I was saying, like that's kind of what Ojit's Tower currently is, but it's shifting across to a more traditional campaign.
Absolutely.
And by the time we finish with Redwater, you know, there's going to be a few story arcs in play. So, like, there are already, like, I've mentioned it before, there are already factions at work doing things while you're in Redwater. And yeah, there's bits and pieces moving around everywhere. So, like, I'm keeping track.
I would like to say that might happen in my game, but that's more. That doesn't really happen too much in Mines of Mandela. That's pretty railroaded.
Yeah, no, I understand that, but with Redwater, straight off the bat, there are 5 factions at play already in Redwater, and more coming.
Yeah.
So, depending on what you guys do, will change what paths become available, and like, even as far as like tonight's session, bits and pieces of what's happened tonight will pop up, and there'll be effects and carryover results from it.
Yeah, I know. I'm really not looking forward to that. Damn you, Gramps!
Your fucking fault. Stop saying blame it on Gramps.
Gramps hadn't have come inside. Everything would have been fucking fine.
Oh, if you didn't take that job and not tell the party, everything would have been fine.
What job? What? No. There was no job. I was just being a drunken asshole. They just suddenly sobered up when it came to a life or death situation.
Yeah, don't worry. The Metapechoris is plenty in my game.
The Meta-Pterodactyl.
Yeah. The meta pigeons are everywhere. I can't remember what you called it. The freaking meta freaking something. It was really funny.
Yeah. The meta pigeons. No, that wasn't it.
Yeah.
Something like that.
You got it something else. Yeah. But yeah, there's plenty in my game. I always fucking love using that now.
I had to laugh like while we were playing along, hearing when either Mark or Sandy forgot to like turn off their microphone when they weren't talking because they were like listening to someone else, and you could hear in the background them talking about what was going on. I'm like, yeah. You don't get the idea of not being meta, but yeah.
My favorite part was when freaking like Ash was like, I told you didn't know. They're like, you reminded me, oh, that's right, I'm still being carried.
Yeah.
It just painted the whole visual as well. It was so fucking hilarious. It's like, Soulside's carrying, Dwarf is angry, raging on. It's like, I told you to do. Then all of a sudden it stops and just freaking laughed.
I was imagining Vonnier was laughing because he thought, oh, this is not going to be a challenge, but I will do this. This sounds like fun. And then
I get a smack on freaking Ash. Of course it's fun.
And then I think he got a little bit more than he bargained for, but I'm guessing he still had fun.
I think that's kind of what he needed right now.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I was thinking that exactly the same. Cause
I don't know
he
if
needs
that
to
was
vent in some way. It's not the best way, obviously.
Oh no, and I don't know if that was
Tony is probably gonna freaking focus more on his just rage. He's just gonna freaking try and forget as much about it and just focus on what's here and now.
Is he gonna dual class in Barbarian?
No. I mean, you don't have to be a freaking barbarian just to freaking go angry.
I know.
It's just
Then you just get the benefits of it.
The thing is, I'm a spellcaster as well, but going to barbarian doesn't.
You can't cast spells while you're raging.
Yeah. So it's not good for me at all. I have no benefits from going rage. It's very, and also you can't rage while wearing heavy armor, and because I have no dex.
Yeah.
Is that true? I didn't think so.
Yeah, you only can wear up to medium armor if you're a barbarian. If you, otherwise you lose
while
all your
raging,
features.
you can't gain the following benefits if you aren't. Wait, what? While raging, you gain the following benefits if you aren't wearing heavy armor. You gain advantage on strength checks and saving throws. When you make a melee weapon attack using strength, you gain bonus to the damage roll. That increases. Yeah, okay. And you have yeah. So you get none of the benefits if you're wearing heavy armor. That's interesting.
So so if you're wearing heavy armor, there's no point of playing as a barbarian.
Yeah.
Because I have no dex. I mean, like barbs, they can increase their AC by increasing the con.
Yeah.
But what's the point? Because barbs are mainly about having high health and they're just being able to take the damage.
Meat tanks.
Yeah, where a cleric is all about not getting hit at all.
Yeah.
I mean, if I take a hit, it's actually pretty fucking bad for me because I mean, I don't have the highest of health.
Yeah, that's the issue I have with monks. Monks don't have much health either, and they're meant to be in the fray.
Yeah. I mean, your party is kind of nice and bad at the same time. The good
Yeah.
about it is that none of you wear medium or heavy armor, so all of you can like sneak around and all that, and do a whole bunch of party things together. Because you don't have to worry about anyone's gear getting left behind and shit. Especially when you're getting attacked at night.
Yeah.
Because I mean, when a party gets attacked at night at camps, and they don't have their armor on, it's really bad for them. Because I mean, it takes 10 minutes to put on armor by yourself. When it comes to heavy armor, it's I think it's about 2 or 5 minutes for medium, and a minute for light. And it gets cut down by half if someone's helping.
Yeah.
But the fact is, 10 minutes, like 10 rounds is 1 minute in combat.
Yeah.
So you can't put on your armor. The best thing you can do is take your shield.
Hmm.
So heavy armor users are really fucked in when they're surprised. And they don't. If they're like saying, if I was sleeping in a tavern as well. I mean, this happened plenty of times in my games. We're just sleeping in a tavern. We thought everything would be freaking fine. Dragons fucking attack and burn down the entire fucking village. And our plate warrior doesn't have freaking his plate on. So putting his AC to like 12.
Fuck that noise.
Yeah. Needless to say, actually, he died in that fight. Because it was part of the story, he got resurrected, but otherwise he would have had to roll a new character if it wasn't part of the story.
Yeah.
So he got lucky with his character being spared there.
Are you two the only ones that know that I want to kill off Phelan?
I haven't told anyone.
I haven't told anyone either.
I think you two are the only ones that know. I know that Scott knows I'm not happy with Phelan.
Essentially what I'll do is I'll probably pick you out if anyone's gonna get the short end of the stick.
Yep, perfect.
You know what's gonna suck? When Throwing Bear ends up taking a level in Barbarian, he is so not suited to being a Barbarian. None of his stats work for it.
Like, you don't have high con, you have high wisdom and high dex. I mean, that's alright, but you don't have high strength. I mean, actually, it kind of does work and it doesn't work at the same time.
Yeah,
you have so many attacks. You can reckless attack and you'll get a whole bunch of advantage hits on. But the thing is, you already get advantage once you grapple.
Yeah, I suppose like if he's raging and going reckless, but also using like a uncanny dodge, then it kind of like balances out. Like it ends up being a normal roll on the attack, and advantage roll on normal rolls against him, but advantage rolls against the enemy. I suppose that could work. I don't know.
But the thing is, you don't get the barbarian path feature until level 3 barbarian.
Yeah, which at this point, I guess it's when Phelan dies, like he's going to be locked in on that rage. Like it's going to take something pretty serious to sort of calm him down. So I don't know if he's going to end up coming back to Monk. He might end up sort of just diving into Barbarian and just see what happens.
Sorry, bro.
Hey, no, it is what it is. Like, I'm all about the story, and in his case, he's got a story that's now all about loss.
Getting more and more tragic.
Yeah. He's gone from being like what I imagine to be a fairly sweet, sort of, gentle giant to now being like a pretty heavy, raging sort of...
He's more of the tragic hero kind of character now.
Well, we don't know if he's a hero or not.
Is he the hero that we deserve or the hero we need?
Well, that is the question now, isn't it? But
I'm
yeah,
stealing from Marvel.
well, you mean DC?
What?
Marvel?
Yes! No,
No,
Batman's
it's
DC.
Batman.
You bullhead. I'm so not raging right now.
But no, actually, that is a valid point. If he's raging, he does get advantage on grapple.
Good point. Yeah.
So
If you have advantage, you have advantage. I mean, like, grapples are considered an attack move, so
yeah.
I don't see why you wouldn't get an advantage on a.
Well, yeah, grapple being a strength-based role, so yeah, you definitely get that. So I suppose it'll be interesting to see what happens.
It's definitely interesting what can happen. Yeah. I mean, next session, I won't lie, it's gonna be freaking tough as hell.
Yeah, I won't be surprised if
I can just see Mark and Sandy forgetting that their characters hate me and being like, save Phelan.
Essentially, we're gonna leave off when because we decided to not Sargashian put his axe down. So I thought someone's gonna have us. Actually, yeah, it was you, Phelan, that had a knife to her throat.
Mm-hmm.
So
Hey.
you go.
There we go.
Yeah, so yeah, if Thargash doesn't decide to put his weapon down, you may as well just die there. So that's very possible as well. Because unfortunately, I mean, like,
Yeah,
hobgoblins are too smart for their own good.
I know.
Yeah, that was
We
rough.
could start a
when so
hobgoblin
many...
cult. Have
Yeah.
them worship us.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. I wonder if I can kill the leader and then like take control of the hobgoblins.
I mean, like, anything's possible indeed.
That silence is more telling than anything else.
I mean, like, if you can come up with a good way to do it and know everything, I won't complain. It's just you have to come up with a good speech and all that kind of shit.
I reckon Throwing Barrel will just bite the head off, bite through the hobgoblin leader's throat and then like hold up its head and then throw it at the feet of the next nearest one and say, "You work for me." Just be like brutal about it.
So, how did you get your spells? Wizard, through constant study. Cleric, through the grace of my god. Druid, through the blessing of the earth itself. Warlock, through my patron's knowledge. Sorcerer, through my ancestors' power. Bard, well, I just started making fun of a goblin one time and he just like died and it was like the weirdest crap ever.
Yep. Barbarian. I saw my parents doing it once. It made me mad.
I was so annoyed at the bus this afternoon, hey.
Yeah.
The one day I actually get out of work on time and it's like, nope.
And for some reason in my game, good thing you were logged into my game because I wouldn't have seen it otherwise. But I can't turn off my bloody voice because the only thing I want to see is fucking video.
Yeah, mine's coming up with a voice thing running across it, and I've got mine set to video only.
Mine was doing that to me the other day when we were trying it, but for whatever reason, if I'm sending video, I have a lot of trouble receiving audio. So it's just easier for me to turn it off.
There we go, refresh and it fixed itself. Just put it to video, receive video only.
Nah. So I was thinking about my because as I said to you, Jason, I don't think you guys are going to get far enough along before Throwing Bear's at extreme danger of dying. So you know, a backup character being like another monk. I had a slight change of direction, but it's still a monk. It's just a little bit less happy, I guess. Not not like evil or anything like that. Just not as I'm going to help people kind of a monk.
So not a
also-
throwing bear.
No, not
not
a throwing
Not a cuddly giant.
No. Well,
Also, I had a change of heart about the whole when you're making a new character.
Yeah.
Humans get by base they get +1/+1 to feet into 2 different stats and a feat.
yeah.
So to balance everything out, like I like what my DM did, so I'm just copying his. But humans get 2 different stats of their choice as
Yep.
well as a feat, and every other race gets a feat.
Okay.
So everyone
Good,
does get a
because
feat.
I'm making a human.
Yeah, so you get +2/+2, and to any stats of your choice.
Oh, is that on top of the +1 racial bonus?
No, that's,
No.
you get.
Because that's variant human. We use variant human because like +1 to everything is just stupid.
Okay.
And obviously a feat is so far superior.
At level
Doing
1,
+1 to
definitely.
everything.
Well, at low levels, definitely, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, you can maximize on whatever you want that way. I mean, in my campaigns, I mean, like we do like combat that's really rewarding. So it's difficult as hell, but when you're able to pull it off, it's like, wait, we actually survived that? How?
Yeah. Well, can you do me a favor, Jason?
Yeah.
Delete the character sheet that's from Amalia, because I've tried clearing it and deleting it and starting from the beginning, and it just doesn't work. And give me a new one. Please.
You only just give you a new one so you can copy shit over, so you know what you had.
Okay, yeah.
Because I know if I duplicate it, because Eli.
No, because I tried going into Character Mancer and starting again to clear everything, but then when I turned Character Mancer off, it kept everything. I'm like, fuck! I just want a blank sheet.
With the sheet, let me give you access to it. Drag it up next to. Go through a bunch of shit otherwise. Sheet directly. Yeah, don't use the character man, so it's really bad.
I know, that's where I fucked up the first time.
There you go, you have access to it now.
Thanking you.
I just named it second, so it at least has some name.
No, my name is not Second. Actually, you know what? Can I have a character named Second?
I don't see why not. If you're gonna be called that, I mean, my Khajiit, not Khajiit, this guy.
No, I'm gonna introduce. I'm gonna have a name, Amalia.
Yeah, but
I'm gonna introduce myself to.
Damn it, what's it called? Tabaxi, that's the one.
I'm gonna-
My other game, it's called Lucky Trail.
I'm gonna
So
introduce
much for sure.
myself. I'll introduce myself to everyone as Second, and they'll be like, "The fuck." But then later, at some point, they'll discover my real name is actually Amalia. I have no reason for being called Second. I just am. Okay. No, I'll have it. I won't necessarily be Second, but
I mean,
be...
if you want that as your alias, then maybe your character wants an alias. I don't know. It's your character.
yeah.
As long as you can come up with good reasons. I mean, like with Sandy's, she just wanted it because she can, right?
Yeah.
That's
I,
that seemed, yeah.
Yeah,
I-
that's what I don't like to have. If your character, it's more of a, I think it's more fun for your character that way, and it'll be fun to RP and all that. Yeah, I'd say go for it.
Okay, and my what was I gonna say? Am I still having the raven that follows me around?
Yeah, you can have that. It's fun.
Okay.
Come up with any story you want. I'll go over it later.
Yeah.
like when you've got everything sorted out for what you want for the character, or you got any questions, just ask me if you're allowed to do this or what I think of this. And we'll just go through it because I mean, if it gets too complicated, that's when I'm gonna have to say no.
I don't want it to be too complicated.
Just the best ways I would say is just try and make it so you know who your character is, the personalities, the likes, the dislikes, and keep it simple. Otherwise, you end up with a mess of a story, and you don't know how to freaking what your character will react to that, and then it's not really. You end up getting stuck on what your character should do in certain situation. Also, it's just not as fun done times, and it's never fun to play a character you don't know what would do in a situation.
Yeah, exactly. Da-da-da-dum.
Do-do-do-dum.
Da-da-da-dum. 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 Da-da-da-dum.
I mean, when it comes to the next session, I really can't wait. After everything that happens, it's going to be fun to see where you guys decide to go.
Neither can I.
To hell.
Because,
no, I be gone.
I can't say anything more because I mean otherwise it's such spoilers. Like I want you guys to see the reactions that day. Otherwise you're just gonna go like, okay.
I want to talk through my Halloween thing with someone, but like yeah. And the thing is, I don't want it to be too complicated that it takes too long, but I don't want it to be so simple that it's like, okay, that was cliche and boring.
I think that's always the trick of one-shots, is finding that balance.
Considering it's my first homebrew session, it's going to be pretty lame.
I mean, when it comes to stats of like famous like horror characters and all that, you can always look it up online.
Eli, with the maze that you did, did you just find a random maze outline, or did you make that?
I just made it.
Mm-hmm.
It can be a bit tricky making a maze.
Yeah, that's
I think the problem with mazes, especially like as a map, doing a whole map, is because you can see like where you've already explored, you kind of lose the whole sense of left, right, right, left, right, and what direction you're heading.
Because you also know the how far the map is. I would suggest also making a good trick to do is just make the map bigger and just leave the black out the edges so we don't know exactly where the edge is.
I reckon, and this is just sort of my idea on it, maybe instead of doing like a huge map, you have just a couple of points where encounters are going to happen, and then you do the navigating through the maze orally.
That's not what I mean. I mean, when you do the maze, I would say like just make the grid map huge and leave the map small. That way we don't know where the edges are and such.
I know what you mean, but I do like that better.
Yeah, because mazes are really tricky. But if you're really stuck in the maze, I would suggest using magic in the maze as well.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, rather than mapping out the entire maze, you just map out rooms where encounters are going to happen.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
and then, you could sketch out, like, just a rough drawing that you have just on a notepad or something like that in front of you for the overall
I kind
path.
of can keep track of where everyone is.
And then you go, okay, you get to the end of the hallway, and you can go left, or you can go straight, and or left or right, and so on and so forth. So the players are kind of left going, okay, well, this is a maze. You got to try and keep track of directions and everything else. Like,
also, I would also make another suggestion of when it comes to the maze, don't put us on a map layer of the maze. Only have it use that for yourself, and describe the area. Describe which way you're going instead.
Yeah.
That way, everyone's got a mental note rather than a physical.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what I just said. Yeah.
Yeah, but rather than, because it'll be the first time I'm DMing, I can just do that with pen and paper rather than.
You can have that in
Yeah,
front of
well,
you.
it's easier for you. I mean, you've also got dungeon generators. That's really helpful for making a dungeon.
Yeah, the donjon's pretty good for that.
Mm-hmm. The staging area isn't going to be too difficult. It's just a cathedral.
Yep.
Staging area is just the best way I could put it. Like,
I like the word staging area. It is non-committal. It is, okay, this is what it is, and yeah.
it's going to be a little cliche in a sense, but it's not going to be.
Oh, since we have no D&Ds on freaking next week, like I've only got my original one. I'm fine doing the Wednesday one because I'm not doing the D&D on Sunday or Friday, so yeah.
Yay. So now I've got 3 players. Wait, no. Mike said he couldn't do it, didn't he?
They got other commitments on.
If you want, I can ask a couple of my players in my game.
Yeah.
Keen.
Just get them to be understanding of the fact that I've never done this before.
We can always ask Scott and see if he's interested in jumping in and playing.
Yeah.
Yep. What time would it be on?
Well, I don't have to work, so I can actually do earlier than 7 but 7 seems to be what works well for.
Yeah, I can't.
Most people.
I can't really
I think
jump on before
if you're
7.
gonna do with my group, they would probably want it a bit earlier. Like around 5 or 6.
That's alright.
Oh, actually, they're an hour behind us, so
So really it'll be 6 for them.
Yeah.
yeah.
And the other thing is, I don't want to create too much content that we can't finish it within 2 hours. But I don't want it to be so simple that it's like, hey, look, it's over.
The thing is, with only 2 hours, there's not much you can get done, especially if you're going to include a lot of combat into it. Combat, you have to remember, combat takes the longest in the game.
Yeah,
especially
who
with more
said
people.
I'm doing a lot of combat?
Yeah, I'm just reminding you.
Well.
Ow, my knee just cracked.
Ow. Considering I need to be up and mowing the lawns and doing stuff like that
Yep.
for tomorrow, and it is 1:30 in the morning, I think this is a great place to stop our post-stream banter.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Oh, we still got that going?
Yeah, we're still doing post-stream banter. So, with that, I hope to catch you all in next session. See you all later.
Bye. Don't forget to smash that like button. And while you're down there, leave us a comment and subscribe.
Lion?
Don't forget to hit that bell button.
Yep, do that one.